Hey guys, it is Tree back here again. I'm on a roll with these videos. Today we are looking at Pegasus Rune, which is this 3x3 box here, surrounded by ladders and on a pedestal. This rune is one of the two runes that you can use to move a faith island. So, step one is building the thing, and I will quickly go through that. And that is just start in the lower ring, 4 iron blocks, 4 tier blocks, then 4 tier blocks there, and then another 4 tier blocks at the top and more iron. Then finally, gold in the center, and that gold center is what we activate. Now, the instructions for use: activate this rune with a fuel block or having placed fuel in the slot. Okay, and so what you do is you simply select your fuel block. I am going to try it with a slab this time. Stick it in there. You'll note that things that attach to other blocks, like ladders, just pop off and stop existing whilst this is going, and then they appear at the end. And that is a simple Pegasus from A to B. Nothing special or spectacular there. Really straightforward. You can use either Pegasus, and as long as it's within the Faith Island, it will sort of latch onto it, and that is a pretty useful thing. To control which direction you're going, simply face the direction you're wanting to go. In this case, I'm facing west, and then activate the facing that is looking in that direction, I guess is the best way to describe it, and then that's the way you go. So you can go all 6 directions, up, down, left, right. Not getting a ether relaxes message, but I can imagine that'll probably turn up before this gets released, and that's how that goes. Now, there is a question of how does this rune know which island it's attaching to? Well, I've been told that the sort of selection process goes when it'll search for the smallest island it can find that it's within the radius of, so you could quite easily have like a tier 1 faith island over here, and then you could just sort of dock it and then fly it away, and you wouldn't have any issues with that. But why don't I just go and do that now? This is a tier 3 version of the rune, and that I'll explain the mechanics later, but the tier does have a direct effect on, and this is going to require some difficult flying, and I'm not the best at this, but the tier of the rune does have a direct effect on the distance that you travel, but so does the fuel that you use with it. And also you'll note that the smaller the Faith Island, the quicker that the actual operation gets completed, and that's intentional. If you want a really super fast ship, then you're going to have to sacrifice storage space and similar to get the speed that you're after. I think that's it up there. More flying required up okay, so I crashed the last island, and there's a bug in there that I will hopefully have fixed by the time this video is finished, so I can show you that. Now, according to my mini-map, the island we're wanting is over there, so I just need to navigate around these two, and I'll just make sure that the island is basically within the sphere of influence, maybe a bit lower if I can. Oh, obstacles in my path. That is one of the error messages that is a constant for most faith things. It does check between the point of origin and the point of destination. Is there enough? Nope. So, how is the distance calculated? Well, as I understand it, it is the combination of the 2 tiers, and it works like this. The distance traveled is the rune tier squared plus the fuel, times the fuel tiered. So, in the case of a tier 2 rune and a tier 2 fuel, you will travel 4 times 2 blocks, 8. So now I will travel 8 blocks up the way, and the center will be 8 blocks away from that. And conversely, all other combinations just work. The most I think you can get would, in theory, be a dragon tier rune, but that's a scary concept. I'd like to see someone do that, but I'm not sure how easy it would be to use, what with the dragon eggs being susceptible to gravity. So that is this Faith Island, more or less docked with this one. Not quite, but we'll sort all that and demonstrate. This Pegasus rune here is going to latch onto the big island. It's going to drag both of them off in that direction, probably shaving a small amount. Yep, leaving a bit of it behind. And one little server. Yep, there we go. shaved my Faith Island there, but this will still work, and if I activate this one, it will successfully decouple. And the way that works is the smaller the Faith Island, then the more priority it has, and when there's a tie, then the older one gets precedence. So if there's a Faith Island, the first Faith Island ever created, if that was a tier 1, then it would be the most important Faith Island as far as Pegasus is concerned. So that are those two functions there. What else can I show you? The other way you activate it, instead of placing a block and like this, which that's 2 times 2 times 1, 4 blocks forward, instead of that you can simply place a block in the slot you want and then activate the rune. Just so. My server is a bit laggy today. I think it's struggling. It's chipping away there. And that was to deliberately allow people who wanted to use cobblestone generators and automation to power these runes. Then that's fully possible. You can do that. Piston fuel as well. You could do as well. I think I broke that. What else? Oh no, I didn't. Odd. What else can I show? Chests. Quick note about how the inventory of chests and other containers is handled. I've got a chest, fill it full of these precious gold blocks. Right, activate this and suddenly the chest is empty. The chest will remain empty until it arrives on the other side. That's just because it picks up the inventory and puts them down at the start and finish of the rune. I presume, there you go. At the same time as the ladders appeared, it looks like, so I guess that all happens at the same time. I'm guessing there's probably a valid reason behind that, so no worries, that's all good. There is one little trick I'm going to share, which involves automation, and this is relatively new. Then we will automate the Pegasus rune. There we go. And damage sensor on the correct frequency. Awesome sauce, there we go, there's that. So one of the things you can do with this that you couldn't otherwise do is you can sort of compress the whole operation system to use automation. This damage sensor will detect everything about what I have sent in to it as if I had activated that, and hitting the top face is like activating the top face of that cube, and we go down the way. So this is a neat way of you being able to just sort of stash your Pegasus or Pegasi if you want multiples for going at different speeds and controlling them all from a centralized location. A rather useful thing to be able to do. So that is 2 ways you can automate it. You can automate it using cobblestone generators or maybe water or whatever you so wish to control it that way, or you can use automation for remote activation in a much more condensed way. I'll go over here now. And that is just really cool. So that has been the Pegasus engine. There are a couple of things I will advise the user against, and that is running around whilst this is doing its flickering thing. It is possible to sort of jump through the glass and end up falling to your death. Now at this height, with no waypoint, that could be a real irritation for you, for me, for anyone. So just be careful using this and trying to FTP to places. One other thing, I will show you what used to happen. We had a rather interesting situation where someone on our server did an Icarus and flew too close to the sun. This was on Weaver, and I will show you exactly what happened, but it is not possible to fly above the height, the max map height anymore. It was possible, and the results were humorous to the extreme. I do hope the island is still there, but let's just get up high. Yes. Okay, so you can still do it. I will log that as a bug report, but what should happen is that message, the spell may not remove mortal materials from the mortal plane, should prevent you flying, and prevent things like this, wherein I am up about height 331, where blocks cannot exist. So when this does come to release, that will not be possible. This is why we have dev builds. Oh, there it is. It's right here. It sort of wraps around, or at least at the moment it does. It won't do that for release, and loses all its information. This isn't a Faith Island anymore. The actual Faith Island is up there. Useful error message for you here. The land around you is not stable enough to travel. That message only ever occurs when it can't find the Faith Island. So if I were to just go and refaith this, then everything would be grand, but yeah, so to Weaver, and I'll show you what happened to some other unlucky individual. I forget exactly whose island this was, but this was when we first realised that there was a situation where you could fly into the void, but either up or down. There's some pretty cool Faith Islands here. That one is, I think, Randomly's. Very good at making Faith Islands and making them cool. Has he got a faith point in the bottom of his? I think he does. Crazy. A lot of people have expressed wanting to put faith points in their things, in their faith islands, and then move them, because the diamond block of a faith point will prevent trouble. And the suggestion that we've been spreading around Weaver is that you use a phase block for the diamond center and toggle it on and off as necessary. Yep, there it is. And this is the island that... oh, void fog. And spiders, and spiders. Back, I say. This is the Faith Island that notoriously... oh, they put the floor back in. That's a shame. That flew out the top of the world, and most of it ended... oh, wow. Freaky void fog. I love void fog. It is scary. So it was kind of lost to all, and the exact nature of that was... before there used to be no floor, and it was really cool because there was just a void hole here. And I have no idea how I'm going to get out of here, but just a fact. This can't happen anymore, or at least when Runecraft 2.13 hits the shelves, so to speak, it won't be possible for it to happen. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you find it useful and helpful. If you have any questions about how Pegasus works or requests for other videos, then leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you with answers as soon as I can. Cheers for watching, and I will see you next time.